Our Royals championship celebration continues, and this is also a big year as far as reunions go. 30 years ago, the 1985 World Series champions went to the White House, and the man that was front and center, the World Series MVP, joins us now. It's Bret Saberhagen. Sabes, welcome in and let us know, what was it like for you to be such a kid at that point and being at the White House in D.C.?
Well, Dee, it was a very special time for all of us, and I know these guys, the coaching staff and the players, it's just a very special time to be able to enjoy that and being honored by the president. And I 21 years old, yeah, it was kind of like a kid in a candy store. I was actually MVP of the year, the World Series, so I actually got a chance to go in and visit President Reagan in the Oval Office, and that was pretty special to see. And then a little bit later, George and myself and Dick Hauser went and sat down with the Vice President at the time, George Bush, and sat in his office and just kind of sat around and talked baseball. And it was a great trip, something that these guys that are going through, that the chance to visit the White House is, they'll remember forever. And I still have great memories of going there.
You mentioned one of your favorite teammates, George Brett. He was there with the president, as well as Frank White. Now, in the 70s, those guys tasted some success. They tasted some failures, too. Lost the 1980 World Series to the Phillies. But in 85, did you see those guys in particular step up as leaders? Did they have a different hunger in their eyes in 85, saying that they just couldn't let this one slip through the cracks?
Well, that team, we were actually true essence of a team, kind of like what the Royals are now. You see all these guys that have come up together through the minors, and they've had the success in the big leagues now. So you hear about some teams, 25 guys, 25 taxis, and we did stuff on off days together, and we had the families included in the off days, and we were always doing stuff together, and we played together on the field as a team. And yeah, it was a good mix of players, because you had the veteran guys such as you mentioned, along with like Hal McRae, and we brought in some new guys, Steve Balboni, that helped us out, with the power and first base, and then you had a young pitching staff, Danny Jackson, Mark Gubzaw, myself, Quiz in the bullpen, and it was a special time for us. But as far as kind of seeing a fire in their eyes, we had a fire in our eyes every time we went on the field. We took every game like it was our last, kind of played like every inning was the last inning we were going to play, and never gave up. You draw kind of similarities with the current team, the way they play baseball.
And Sabes, for you personally, I mean, we've been talking about the 30-year anniversary of it all. You've kind of had a resurgence of a pop culture figure around here in Kansas City. We are seeing you on commercials with Salvi. We've seen you on late night television, revising your old role as the MVP. What's it been like for you in this year of celebration for the Royals?
Well, it's been fabulous, and it's been a long time for the fans of Kansas City. And what really makes it special is that the kids that during our generation while we were playing have now grown up, and they've been talking to their kids about postseason baseball. And it was 29 years before the Royals got back to postseason in 2014. So then they come back last year and they win the World Series. So those kids now have their own families, and they're able to share it with their kids. So it's a new generation, and now I'm sure the younger kids don't have to hear about 1985 anymore. They have the 2015 Royals to kind of cherish.
Question for you, Sabes. You played for one of the most iconic figures in all of Kansas City, and Ewing Kauffman, who purchased the team here and was such a beloved figure. Are there any comparisons to what the Kauffman family did and now what the Glass family is doing by getting free agents and bringing in some top talent to compete on the national level?
It's really great to see that the Royals are going out and picking guys up, and Dayton Moore's done a great job of assembling a great team and then adding the pieces as needed. So, I don't foresee him not backing down. If the right trade is out there, I'm sure he'll pull the trigger on it to help the team out. I know the starting pitching needs to kind of get it going a little bit, be a little more consistent. And if they can be a little more consistent on the road, especially, if they can go 500 on the road and still do what they have been doing at home, they'll be right in the thick of things come hopefully playoff time. Hopefully they'll find a spot.
Well, we hope to see them back in the World Series. Hope to see you back here in Kansas City. Maybe even throw out a first pitch at the World Series this year.
You never know. I would love to do that again. Absolutely. So thanks for having me, Dee.
No question. Thank you so much. 1985 World Series MVP Bret Saberhagen.